Hello! Welcome back to another Tears of Themis stream. Gotten a little bit late starting today. I thought I would hop in the shower and wash my hair very quickly, and then I totally dissociated. You know how it is. So, we are going to be continuing on with episode 2 today. So, a little review of last week. We finished up the case with Delicart, which was swiftly taken care of in criminal court, given all of the evidence. And we have some mysteries around our boy Luke here. I'm not sure if we're going to end up uncovering those in the main story, or if we're going to have to go into kind of his this game's equivalent of story quests to learn a little bit more about that, but I'm very curious about his past in regards to the government project that he was a part of. His expression and reaction when he learned about her parents being in a similar government project implies that there was something unpleasant happening in that regard. However, right now, we are actually going to be going on to meet number 3 of our love interests. I believe we are meeting Vin today. We saw him in the intro sequence, so I think we can assume that he is one of our love interests. Alright, and oh my gosh, I gotta go take care of my cat real quick, so I will be right back. Let's get you your snack. Let's get you. Oh, she's got some in here. Oh, cool. You just close the bathroom door when you're done, because. Oh, bathroom. If you can close the bathroom door for the fans. Yeah, I'm done. I was trying to get through. Yes. Oh, yeah. Cool. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Alright. Alright, we are back. Cats get fed at 3, and I totally forgot to feed them right before starting this stream. But now they got their snacks, they are all good to go, and we are good to go on this story quest. So we're doing episode 2, The Unbearable Love. Very curious about this guy. It seems like Artem recently took on a huge case. He's been putting in a lot of overtime. He asked me to deliver some documents to Vin I didn't look up how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna do that real quick. Is it Richter or Richter? Richter. Let's see. How do we... Richter. It's Richter. Alright. Oh, yeah, German. Yeah. Okay, Richter. I've been... Not... It's a... Alright. Vin Richter. A psychologist. You're standing outside of Vin's house and ringing his doorbell, but no one is answering. Didn't Mr. Wing make an appointment with Vin? Did something come up for him at the last minute? You take out your phone and are about to call Artem when Vin's door suddenly opens by itself. A smart door? You hesitate for a second before poking your head into the house. Vin's house is decorated like an old English manor. A traditional clock is hanging on the wall before you. Its pendulum swings back and forth as if waving guests into the house. The door opened, so I'm invited inside, right? You somewhat cautiously enter Vin's house as you hug the box of files that Artem entrusted to you. Oh, Oh my gosh, Rhaenyra, are you just gonna continue interrupting me today? Is that the life we're living today? All right. Yeah? There you go. Yeah, I got some toys for you. There you go. All right. Is anyone here? The room is silent, and you don't see Vin anywhere. The only reply you receive is the sound of a gentle melody coming from the second floor. This music sounds familiar. What's the name? Mr. Richter, are you upstairs?
是我，我在2楼的书房。
The sudden voice coming from nearby startles you. You look towards the source of the voice to see a smart terminal next to the couch. A voice print pulsates on its backlit screen.
是不是吓到你了？抱歉，是我失礼了。
I'm all right, Mr. Richter. Do I come upstairs to find you?
我不方便下去，麻烦你上楼吧。书房就是楼梯左边的那间。
Finn's voice is pleasant. It is not extraordinarily special, but it holds a certain charm. It is gentle, reserved, soothing, like a stream of water that washes away your anxiety. A good quality for a psychologist. The tension from your initial nervousness and that little scare is now assuaged. Okay, please wait. I'm heading up now.
不要着急，动作轻一点，慢慢来。
Vin leads you to the staircase. As you start climbing the stairs, the clicks of your heels striking the wooden floor echo throughout the house. You recall Vin's words to lighten your steps, carefully making your way to the second floor. After pushing open the study's half-closed door, you finally meet the master of the house. Vin Richter is sitting behind a desk, fixated on the tower of cards in front of him. Oh, that card tower! Okay, so, in Honkai Star Rail, there are a whole bunch of references to like the other MiHoYo games, and one of the curios in Here to Space Station is this card tower. I remember people saying that it was a Tears of Themis reference, with the card tower made exclusively of aces of hearts, and there it is. Oh, that's so fun. As you enter, Vin manipulates the last 2 cards with his slender fingers and calmly places them on top of the tower with measured precision. Your gaze passes through the triangular cells and rests upon his elegant and handsome face. Satisfied with his own work, Vin's golden eyes seem to smile, shimmering like the light of an aurora.
你好，我是莫弈。
After completing the task before him, he slightly turns his head and directs his attention towards you.
初次见面，怎么称呼？
Greetings, Mr. Richter. I'm Rosa from Themis Law Firm. I came here on behalf of Artem Wing to deliver these documents to you. You subconsciously lower your voice, afraid that its volume might topple his delicate tower of cards.
莫弈先生，左然是不是和你说，我是心理学家？
He did. Is that incorrect?
心理学家这个说法不太准确。
What?
我准确的职业是心理医生。
Oh, yeah, there is a difference there. So that means that he is certified to prescribe medications.
所以，你叫我莫弈或者莫医生就好。
All right, Dr. Richter.
能请你帮我一个忙吗？
Yes?
请你从这件纸牌塔中抽出一张牌。 并确保它依
Oh
然稳
god,
定。
alright. uh, that's almost impossible. That... Dr. Richter, I'm afraid... It's theoretically possible, but if it were you... I mean, okay, if you... Yeah, because I used to build card towers as a kid. I would try to see how tall I could get them, and if you took the one off of the top very carefully so that the other one on the top just fell down flat, it could theoretically not topple the whole tower, but yeah, that'd be hard. You'd have to be very careful and very lucky with it. Dr. Richter, it's highly likely that the tower will fall if I take a card.
所以，你想拒绝我吗？
I don't want to ruin your efforts.
安心，不要紧的。
Then I'll give it a try? You approach the desk, take a deep breath, and calmly analyze the card tower. Oh, we can't take the one from the top, oh no. Okay, well, Yeah, because if we took, I don't know which one of those it would take. Because that's going to, if you take that, this is all going to fall. And if we take that one, that's all. I do think this might be our best bet, though that'll topple the whole thing if we do. Just because there's more supporting it. But I don't know if that would take this one or this one. Oh, but I'm probably overthinking this. But the way that the flat ones are laid out, this is in the middle of one rather than at an edge, so there's nothing to catch against it. And so that's going to slide, or that's going to slide, either way. Whereas if this was tucked up against the edge of this overlapping card, then that might hold a little more structural integrity to it. But I'm going to go with this one. Yep. I feel like that would have happened no matter what we did. As soon as you try to draw a card, the tower collapses. Only now do you notice that all the cards Vin used are the Ace of Hearts.
你之前的判断是对的。
I'm sorry, Dr. Richter. You must spend a lot of time building it. Yeah, you must have spent a lot of time building it.
不必道歉。只不过，现在你已经知道结局了。如果给你机会重来一次，你会拒绝我抽牌的请求吗？
You're surprised by Vin's question. This is a weird social interaction. You mean, would I still make the same choice if I could foresee the results of my actions?
没错，你的理解十分正确。如果你能预知结局，你会拒绝我抽牌的请求吗？
Vin repeated his question.
还是不好意思拒绝吗？这大可不必。拒绝是大多数人都会做出的选择。
No, I think I'd still try.
哦，为什么？
My answer is in the piece that's been playing, Dr. Richter. You look at the phonograph-styled stereo in the corner of the study and finally recall the name of the song that's been playing on repeat. It is Haydn's String Quartet in C major, Emperor.
你听出这首曲子了？为什么会觉得它就是答案？
Vin walks to the phonograph-like stereo and starts playing the song from its middle. This is the second movement from Emperor. This movement has 4 variations, but they all carry the same theme and melody. They portray Haydn's hopes and dreams. He hoped that his country would be everlasting, no matter how the world changed. but the only constant in the world is change.
所以
And so what if I knew what the cards would so what if I knew that the cards would collapse? I could always pick a different card. Maybe the outcome would change. Even if I drew the same card again, the outcome might be different depending on how I removed the card, right? Yeah, that's literally what I was saying when I was overanalyzing how to draw out the cards. I believe that we shape our own fates. Upon hearing your response, Vin is taken aback for a moment, but then he smiles and applauds you.
这是我听到过的最完美的答案。
You flatter me, Dr. Richter.
你很好，我希望你可以永远记得你今日说过的话，哪怕有一日你与世人背道而驰，你依旧可以坚持当下的选择。
That was a strange social interaction. Did we ever give him the papers? I mean, she did say that she was there to give the papers, so I guess we can assume that she passed them over. Oh, was that the psyche Val? So, last week, Artem was on the phone with Vin saying something about needing to have a psyche Val done, and it was kind of implied that it was on Rosa.
在想什么？回味那首曲子吗？
A girl knows her music. Vin places a cup of black tea next to you and sits across from you. Yes, I played the violin when I was young, but I've barely touched one since starting university. Now that I think about it, I'm really out of practice.
难怪你能听出皇帝这首曲子，还颇有见地。
You praise me too highly, Dr. Richter. Oh, these are the documents that Mr. Wing asked me to bring. The seal's intact, but you can check for yourself. Vin accepts the box of files and puts it down without a second glance. You're not going to take a look?
不看了，我已经收获了更珍贵的东西，这份文件就不重要了。
All right. Huh? You fail to understand Vin's words. You're about to ask for clarification, but you remember what Artem said to you.
我和莫弈只是公务往来，并没有私交。和他交谈时，你注意分寸。
Should you ask him about the documents? How nosy do we want to be? Yeah, let's be nosy. Let's do it. Should I ask him? Documents probably count as work matter. Dr. Richter, what do you mean?
如果左然问起，你可以把我刚才说的话原封不动地转告给他。
Vin obviously doesn't intend to elaborate, so you don't pursue it further. I've taken enough of your time today, Dr. Richter. You stand up to bid Vin farewell. I still have work to do at the law firm. You received the documents, so I'll take my leave.
说不上叨扰，我很喜欢和你聊天。
I also really want to ask you some questions about criminal psychology. Maybe another day?
我在高教区有一个心理研究所，大多数工作日我都会在那里。如果你需要帮助，随时可以找我，不必预约。
That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
这周末在未名大学有一个画展，不知道你对绘画作品有没有兴趣？方便的话，我想邀请你一同前往。
I'm not sure if I'll be working overtime on Sunday.
那不如到周末再约。
Okay. Vin escorts you to the door and specially calls a taxi for you.
我还有资料要整理，就不送你了。路上小心。
Thank you again. I'll be off. In the taxi, you take out your phone and dial Artem's number. The line's busy. I mean, yeah, Rosa, he's a freaking workaholic. He's always working. Half the time we've seen him has been on the phone. You put down your phone, gazing at the city streets flying by the window. You remember Vin's words from earlier. Dr. Richter thinks that the files aren't important. Then, why did Mr. Wing ask me to deliver them? Forget it. There's no point in guessing. Mr. Wing would have told me if it was necessary to know.
他回去了。
Vin stands before the French windows in his living room, gazing at the horizon while talking to someone over the phone. Why is this so ominous?
这么担心他，还好你没来。打乱我的计划，我会很生气的。
What? Vin absent-mindedly plays with the petals of a crimson rose. His eyes have a joyful glint in them.
你不是想知道他合不合适吗？我现在就可以给你答案。他很合适，甚至我觉得他可以参与更深度的调查。
Yeah, it was the psych eval.
既
Called
然你
it.
对他寄予厚望，那就把你庇护的羽翼收回去。它就像一朵珍稀的蔷薇，被你养在实验室的培养皿里，在培养液的浇灌下，它或许绽放得鲜艳、娇美，但少了风雨的洗礼，它永远无法拥有鲜活坚韧的灵魂。这与丝绢制作的假花，又有什么分别呢？你别忘了，你们是律师。
All right, then. The plot is thickening. As soon as you get off the taxi outside the law firm, you hear footsteps running towards you.
怎么去了这么久？
Oh, hey. Mr. Wing. It's Artem. What is he doing down here? Did he just get off work? You look at the time on your phone, and sure enough, it's almost the end of the workday. I'm sorry, Dr. Richter and I were chatting about classical music, which took up the time. I delivered the documents, but it seemed like Dr. Richter didn't care about them.
刚才是我失态了，你别介意。
You...
今天辛苦你了，我送你回去吧。
Huh? Before you can react, Artem starts walking towards the parking lot. What is happening? Only after you get into Artem's car and fasten your seatbelt does it hit you. Oh, he has a nice car, wow. Was Artem waiting for you to return all this time? And he also apologized?
除了古典音乐，莫弈还和你聊什么呢？ 如果很私人，可以不说。
Not much. Vin set a little game for me, and he also asked me to accompany him to an art exhibition this Sunday. I think I'll go if I'm not working overtime. It'll be a nice break. Oh, he looks so upsetty spaghetti over that. Artem doesn't respond. That means he probably doesn't object? You suddenly have the inexplicable feeling that Artem is extremely wary of Vin. Artem likely has a lot on his mind. Neither of you say another word for the rest of the drive. I mean, I'm pretty wary of Vin. He's got some sus vibes. Like, I know he can't be... Well, I don't know. Like, he can't be too sus because he is a, like, potential love interest. He's, like, one of the dateable characters in this game, but... he's still serving those sus vibes. Oh, we're having an encounter with fake officer. A fake police officer pulls Artem over, accusing him of drunk driving. What? Aren't you the famous lawyer, Artem Wing? Think you're above the law? Aren't you... You're suspected of fraud. If you don't pay up, I'll expose you. We'll see how you fare. Yeah, we're filing a complaint. Aren't you lawyers all rich? Hurry and pay up. Ah, that's what he's doing. He's saying, like, yeah, pay the fine right now directly to me. No. You can go to prison for drunk driving. How about we settle this under the table? Ah, there it is. How about we don't? Yeah, all you're talking about is the money. Real police officer wouldn't be doing that. I mean, actually, we don't know. We haven't actually encountered any police officers in Stelis yet. For all we know, the police could be horrifically corrupt. You worked straight through Saturday and were so busy that you completely forgot about Vin's invitation. Oh no! Only after your circadian rhythm wakes you up on Sunday morning do you remember the art exhibition. I didn't confirm with him, so who knows if I'll run into Dr. Richter. Oh, she's still going. Wow, that's more than me. Man, if I wake up on a day when I thought I had nothing to do and then I remember that I had plans, I will usually just not do them. You take out your phone and look up information about an art exhibition while making your way towards Stelis University's exhibition center. The PAX group is sponsoring this exhibition. No wonder there's so many famous works on display. The Night Watch by Rembrandt. The Card Players by Cézanne. Oh, Rembrandt. Rembrandt paintings are absolutely gorgeous. Especially, oh my gosh. I had the opportunity to see a couple back when I was down in LA for a bit, a couple years ago. And I got to see them at the Getty Museum, and it was incredible being able to see all of his brushstrokes on the painting up close. Like, the photographs are beautiful, but there was something about seeing it in person that was just stunning. Suddenly, a push notification pops up and blocks the text you are reading. War of Romance. PAX President Marius von Hagen versus fashion designer Estelle Marino. Which app is pushing this nonsense? Time to uninstall. Oh, mood. Before you can uninstall it, another push notification pops up. Monday reveal. Top idol Janice with Midnight. Mystery woman at private clinic. The man was at a clinic. Give him some privacy. Ah! Suddenly, everything goes black. You're surrounded by warmth and a brisk scent. The warm touch and brisk scent disappear as quickly as they come. What?
小姐姐，走路的时候要看前面。
You hear a discontented snort. You rub your sore nose and look up at the stylishly dressed young man. A frown decorates his youthful face. His midnight blue hair brilliantly shines under the sunlight. Did that brisk smell come from him? But that sharp scent sharply contrasts with the aura this man is giving off. Oh man, so he wearing that cologne. However, the lingering fragrance in your nose says otherwise.
哎，站稳了没有？我松手了啊。
Sorry. You only now realize that he has been steadying you by holding onto your shoulders. After he's sure that you're stable on your heels, he lets go.
哦，特弥斯事务所的律师。
He studies your badge, which he had picked up from the ground.
最近上新闻的，就是你吧？我听过你的名字。
The news. Oh, the case about Penny's comfort foods. I'm really sorry. I was looking at my phone instead of the road.
活动下脚踝，看看有没有伤到。
You try rotating them. They feel normal. I'm fine. Thanks. His hands have been hovering beside you this entire time. He only withdraws them after making sure that you're all right.
没事就好。工牌给你，我走了。
You take your badge and are about to thank him again when you suddenly notice the sweat on his face. His jacket and shirt are disheveled, and the chain of his necklace is tangled. Was he running just now? You were the one who ran into me. Since you were looking at your phone, you were walking slowly. There was no way you would be able to bump into someone that forcefully.
啊，我还以为已经骗过你了呢。你反应还挺快的。
How dare you run into someone and then blame them for it? Are you a student at Stellus University? As if to taunt you, he leisurely fishes out his student ID card and dangles it in front of you.
怎么，想要我的学生证？要去政教处告我一状吗？看来我是坚决不能告诉你我的名字了。
He is still dangling it around. Does he really think I'd actually try to take his student ID? You might not mind acting childish, but I mind getting embarrassed. Waving it around like a kid. Did he style his hair this morning? Guess he's particular.
小姐姐怎么不说话了？你一直盯着我看，是被我帅气的笑容迷倒了吗？
Ha! He's so full of himself. His clothes look unassuming, but they're actually from a luxury brand. He appears to come from a pretty well-off family. No wonder he's so arrogant. Even the cheapest clothing from this brand is in the thousands. He's an iffy character, but he's quite tall. Yeah, who isn't tall in this game? Everybody's tall. Looking at his mischievous grin, you can't help but ask, how old are you?
哎，别生气呀，刚才你也没看路啊。要是厘清事故责任的话，我们各占50%。
Well, when he puts it like that...
喂，你来我们学校做什么？是不是参观画展呢？
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the exhibition center.
有意思，你来参观都没弄清展览馆怎么走吗？走反了。
Stop messing with me. I'm an alumna here. You think I don't know where it is? Don't tell me the exhibition center grew legs and ran off.
不是换地方，是去年新建了一个。
A new one?
没错， 新馆不只是校美术馆，也是未名市的市立展览馆。
I'm so busy that I don't notice these things happening around me.
算了，我带你过去吧，就当承担这50%的责任。
With that, the anonymous student takes you to the new exhibition center. There aren't that many people at the entrance. In the far distance, you see someone who resembles Vin. As if sensing your gaze, the man turns around and waves at you. It really is him. Oh, not another random encounter. Gotta debate someone. You catch someone trying to use a fake student ID to enter the exhibition hall for free. Oh, well, I wouldn't stop them, but Rosa would. What is support deck? Sure, was no idea what that is, but we'll go with it. All right, let's start this debate. Do we have any evidence that you're lying? Your ID looks super fake. That's our evidence. Just because I look slightly older doesn't mean I'm not a student. That is true. You can be a college student at any age. It would be super embarrassing if he actually was using a real ID. Geriatric health. Yeah, as an attorney, you're obligated to stop illegal actions. Okay. Yeah, that is very like Rosa to do that. I would have just let him in. Like, people who have the money to pay for that kind of thing will pay for it, you know? Whereas if, you know, he's just trying to get into like a gallery event for free to see some art, he's probably poor. Just like me. Alright, let's go. Exhibition hall. The nameless young man brought you to the new exhibition center, and you chanced upon Vin.
早安。
Morning, Dr. Richter.
是他约你来的呀？
When Vin sees the person behind you, his smile gradually dissipates. Wow, everyone has beef with Vin!
陆锦和，你也来了。也对，在你的学校办画展，你肯定会来。
莫伊。
Marius von Hagen? The president of the Pax Group, your law firm's business partner? That Marius von Hagen? This is the first time you've seen Marius in person. You had previously only seen pictures of him in entertainment and finance news segments. This is the Marius von Hagen that those trashy push notifications were talking about? The shock on your face may be too apparent for Vin instantly reads your thoughts.
没错，就是你知道的那个陆锦和，如假包。
You two know each other? Looking at Vin and Marius, it's as if Marius doesn't really want to see Vin.
看到自己的家庭教师，肯定会不开心吧？
Private tutor. You remember that Vin is a few years younger than Mr. Wing, but Marius may be in his 20s? What's this age difference?
他刚刚从国外回来，是提前毕业的，现在在未名大学攻读研究生。
postgrad, yeah.
之所以是家庭教师，不过是因为他的父亲认为他了解一些心理学知识很有必要。找年纪大的老教授怕他听不进去，所以找了我。
Am I that transparent, or are you two just this perceptive? Between the two of them, they were able to answer the questions I hadn't even asked yet.
现在看起来，老教授也挺可爱的。
感谢你把我的同伴送过来。现在我们要去看画展了，告辞。
我也要看画展，不如一起啊？
小孩子就是粘人。
Marius raises an eyebrow, but doesn't say anything. However, Vin, who is standing opposite Marius, suddenly changes his expression. Dr. Richter? You turn and follow Vin's gaze. A police officer is approaching you all from behind Marius. You can tell that he's a real policeman because a gun is holstered at his hip. All right, police are armed in Stellis.
我突然觉得，我们今天没有办法好好看画展了。
What? Marius, behind you. Seeing the disturbed look on your face, Marius senses that something is amiss. He turns around with a furrowed brow. The police officer is now right in front of Marius, and he takes out his badge.
市刑警队大队长严威，请问是陆景和先生吗？
Oh, this guy looks so tired. He looks like he hasn't had a good night's sleep in years.
是我。
周六，就是昨晚，21点到凌晨2点之间，您在什么地方？
我昨晚去曼尼大酒店参加了一个商务酒会，19点刚过就离开酒会回家了。之后我一直待在画室里。
曼尼酒店的商务酒会，是维纳斯时尚主办的那个吗？
是的，主办人是维纳斯时尚的所有人，邻省沈家的大小姐沈西。
酒会上，您与沈西女士有过互动吗？
当然有。昨晚的酒会是庆祝维纳斯拿下未名时装周设计金奖的，出于礼貌，我当然会祝贺沈小姐。哦，对了，我还送了沈小姐一盒酒心巧克力。
这么说，您承认那盒酒心巧克力是您赠送的了？
这有什么不能承认的？严警官，您不会是来挖花边新闻的吧？
今天早上，警方接到报案，有人在曼尼大酒店1818房间遇害。
Oh shit! Yeah, I.
被害人名叫沈西，女，26岁，邻省人。经过法医的初步检查，她的遇害时间大约是昨晚21点到今天凌晨2点之间。她的死因是食用了含有河豚毒素的酒心巧克力。陆景和，既然你已经承认了巧克力是你赠送给沈西女士的，那就
沈西遇害？你认真的？
After the initial shock, Marius suddenly gives Darius a sarcastic smile.
那么现在，你是要请我配合调查，还是要逮捕？
正常的调查流程而已。还是说，陆总认为自己有特权？
怎么会？严警官这话我可担待不起。我当然会配合警方，但请律师的权利，我还是有的吧。
如果你认为有必要的话。
Yes, please. Always, always, if, everyone has a right to an attorney. If you don't have an attorney, you can request a court-appointed attorney who will work pro bono. Marius nods as if satisfied with Darius' answer. Marius suddenly turns towards you, a smirk on his face. Is he thinking of...
能不能 拜托你做我的律师呢。
Yeah, there it is. I knew it. You must be joking.
这么大的事，我怎么可能开玩笑？
You almost agree to his expectant eyes. Thankfully, your rationality keeps you in check. I don't have much experience in dealing with criminal cases. I should refer you to our law firm's Artem...
啊，果然啊，我知道他非常有名。可是他太贵了，我请不起。
You're freaking loaded, dude.
哎，你不要忘了，早上的相遇，你
He's
那
too
50%的
expensive
责任
for
还没
me.
付。
Oh my god. Don't pull that. This isn't the time to mess around. Do you even grasp the gravity of the accusation against you? Mr. Wing is...
你觉得我会是凶手吗？你信我吗？
I really don't trust... Of course but... You instinctively almost blurt out that you believe in Marius. You believe that he wouldn't kill anyone, but you lack evidence to back up that belief. Your lawyer's rationality finishes the rest of your sentence. I believe in evidence.
说的很有道理。看来你是答应帮我了。
Hey, I didn't promise anything.
哎，不是相信证据吗？不调查哪来的证据啊？我理解你刚才话里的意思，就是帮我调查证据啊。
That's not what I meant at all.
哈，我不管，我听着就是这个意思。
To emphasize his stance, Marius beckons over Darius.
警官，这位就是我的律师了。不如您先带着我和我的律师去现场，我总要亲眼看看那盒闯了大祸的巧克力吧。
Again, I haven't promised anything to you. Darius doesn't interrupt our conversation. He simply escorts Marius away. He doesn't cuff Marius. It doesn't seem like he believes Marius would attempt to flee.
心理学上把这种现象叫做晕轮效应，换个更通俗的名词就是光环效应。对一个人的印象和评价，往往会因为对他某一品质过于强烈的感知，而掩盖了其他方面的缺陷或弱点。陆景和是和印集团的继承人，全世界最富有的人之一，过往履历清清白白。
You know, I'd say being one of the wealthiest people alive makes you more suspicious, but all right.
说他是一个凶手，其实那位严警官自己也不信。
I mean, oh gosh, yeah. Rich people do get away with shit. Like, I know he's probably... We gotta know he's not the murderer, right? Because he also is one of the love interests, but... Guess I have no choice but to follow him for now.
去看看也不会有什么损失，我们走吗？
We?
对啊，我陪你一起去。我主攻犯罪心理学，或许能帮上忙。
I'd feel awful if you missed the art you came here to see. It'd be better if I...
一件命案和一幅名画比起来，显然是前者对我的学术研究更有意义。
Vin speaks with sincerity. His golden eyes seem to warmly smile at you. You don't want to refuse him, especially since he's an expert in the field. You inexplicably find yourself convinced by him. Thank you for your time, Dr. Richter.
走吧，陆景和在等我们了。
A short distance away, Marius doesn't look that happy. He's pouting like a kid who just got their toy taken away. How cute. Something that Marius said earlier suddenly hits you. Marius said that he couldn't afford to hire Mr. Wing. Seriously? Yeah, that's what I was saying! Oh gosh. An accident faker lies on the ground by the tires of a police car. Darius is not impressed. Insurance fraud. Such a terrible thing happening to someone of my age. A hit and run, police sure are something. Shut up, man. Oh gosh, yeah, like let's save the accusations of police corruption and brutality for the real instances of police corruption and brutality. Yeah? You're clearly a swindler. Yes, if they had actually hit you, that would be true. That is all. Oh, the crime scene. The Manning Palace Hotel is situated beside the Stellis River, offering its guests a grand view. It is a famous resort hotel in Stellis. When you arrive at the crime scene, a woman with reddened eyes is being questioned by the police. She must be Jen Mendoza, Estelle's secretary. You look through the police reports and use the photograph there to confirm Mendoza's identity.
你打算先询问他吗？
Vin glances at Marius, who is being interrogated by the police, and then questioningly looks at you.
我以为你会先听听陆景和怎么说。
Oh, okay. That's kind of like well, I guess, yeah, you can do things in whatever order you want, but like, here's how I would do it, but like, I'm not judging you. All right. I want to talk to Marius first, then compare his words against Mendoza's. Regardless of what he says, Marius is my client. Naturally, I'd trust his testimony over others.
我想，你询问他的时候，不方便我旁听吧？
Nosy? I don't mind, but let's see if Marius is okay with it first.
那我可要识趣一点，不能给你添麻烦。我先去那边问问警方的调查进度。前段时间，我给警方做过犯罪心理学的讲座，算是他们外聘的顾问，沟通时会方便一些。
Thanks for doing that, Dr. Richter. Vin gives you a slight nod and leaves. After he leaves, you suddenly have the urge to laugh. It's still a bit hard to believe that Vin and Marius share a teacher-student relationship. That Marius, someone as old as him, not getting along with his own teacher. After Darius has finished questioning Marius, you ask to privately speak with Marius. Darius has someone take you and Marius to room 1817, the room next to the crime scene. 2 police officers stand guard outside. So he's like suspected of murder and is like, but can I see the crime scene? And the police are like, oh yeah, sure, man. What is the... Oh my god. The justice system is so messed up in Stellis. I mean, the fact that the lawyers are having to do their own investigations is also a problem. That should be being done by the police, and then both sides, the prosecution and the defense, should have access to the police findings in terms of the detectives and what they've uncovered. Looks like your conversation didn't convince them of your innocence. Otherwise, the police wouldn't be keeping such close tabs on you.
警方在沈西身边发现了一张没写完的便签，上面只有一个路字。
Oh, that looks bad.
再加上我送沈西的那盒巧克力里面检查出了河豚毒素，我现在是有理也说不清了。
Man, if people could stop poisoning, food and water, that would be great. Estelle's dying act was to write your last name. Is she associated with another Von Hagen by any chance?
从警方目前的排查来看，没有了。
Do you and Estelle have any conflicts of interest? What do the police think is your motive for murder? The news notification from this morning suddenly comes to mind. War of romance or something. Could there be more to it? Marius, do you have a special relationship with Estelle?
特殊关系。
I saw a news headline today that suggested a scandal between you and Estelle. Does it involve any business interests?
什么绯闻？说陆家要和沈家联姻的那个？
Business marriage, huh? Marius looks at you in shock, as if it's the first time he has heard about this. His reaction puts you in an awkward position. That... I also just happened to see it. So, it's not true?
当然没。沈西他家虽然是邻省首富，但还入不了我们合印的眼。
All right.
再说了，我家可没有为了生意卖儿子的传统。
Well, that's good. But for the Marino family, this would have been a great opportunity to strengthen their ties to the Pax group. If she kept flirting with you, and if she fed fake info to the media which damaged your name and reputation, then it's reasonable the police suspect you of murdering her.
让你这么一说，我自己都快信了。
It may have been hard to invalidate such a claim. Have Pax's stock prices been stable as of late? How popular is this news? If there haven't been any losses...
好了，我和沈西确实有点冲突，但和绯闻没关系。
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
你没给我机会说呀，挑起绯闻话题的可是你。还是说，你特别关心我的感情生活？
No offense, but I have zero interest. Let's get back to the case. Yeah, let's talk about what was your reason to go to the banquet? Since you and Estelle aren't on the best of terms, why did you go to her banquet?
之前说过，沈西举办酒会是因为维纳斯时尚拿下了未名时装周的金奖，要庆功。这个奖是他力压合印服饰拿下的，又特地给我发了请柬，明摆着是示威。我要是不来，岂不是让人觉得合印太没风度了，输不起。
Valid.
不过现在想想，我真的是有点后悔了。
No, I mean, yeah, because now you're being accused of murder. Regret going?
后悔给他带了礼物。
Yeah.
要是没有那盒巧克力，也许就不会有现在的悲剧了。虽然我看不上他经商的手腕，但也必须承认，他在服装设计上很有天赋，是个很优秀的设计师。
Conflict of interest. What is this conflict of interest between you and Estelle?
沈西经营的维纳斯时尚是一家服装设计公司，拥有一个准一线的女装品牌。3个月前，合印服饰曾想收购维纳斯，弥补自身产品线的短板，但收购案没谈成。
Why did negotiations fail? Was your offer too low?
不是，合印给的条件十分优厚，可沈西从一开始就没想把公司卖掉。他之所以流露出合作意向，是想借着收购案炒作，抬高维纳斯的估值和知名度，进军一线。谈判刚开始，他就把消息透露给了媒体，而他正式拒绝收购案，则是在2个月之后。这个收购案是我上任执行总裁之后的第1个大项目。这2个月集团上下投入的资源暂且不论，沈西这一手，可是让我没少被董事会念叨。
Why are you laughing about something like that?
凡事都有两面性。沈西虽然给我找了麻烦，但也不全是坏事。收购案策划过程中，合印资本运营部的经理向沈西泄露了我方谈判的标的，我就借着这个机会，送他和那几位元老颐养天年去了。不然的话， 我可是很难动他们的。
Well, there's some good that came of it. In the eyes of the police, this counts as a strong conflict of interest. You should prepare the official documents of you handling this internal issue. If you're tried as the primary suspect, you can claim that the acquisition failed, not because of Estelle, but due to errors from Pax's internal staff.
好说，都是现成的，我这就叫助理送过来。
Marius takes out his phone and messages his assistant. Yeah. How long was the banquet last night?
从发给我的安排看，酒会是18点30分开始，20点30分结束的。
When did you arrive, and when did you leave?
我是18点30分踩点来的，算是所有宾客中压轴的了。我一来，就把作为伴手礼的酒心巧克力送给了沈西。我离开的时间大概是19点1刻，沈西致辞结束，我就走了。
Why did you leave early?
我非常不喜欢这种商务酒会，一向不会久留。而且最近我正在画一幅新作，人在酒会也满脑子都是画面构图和设色，所以一离开酒店，我就直奔画室了。
I heard you studied art at a famous university abroad.
没错，我是个画家。不如我送你一幅我的作品，全当是你做我律师的谢礼，怎么样？
I'm not your lawyer. I'm just temporarily helping you with the investigation. The Von Hagen family probably has their own group of lawyers. You should get one of them if you're headed to court.
姐姐，别着急拒绝嘛，我可是第一次主动送画给别人的。你就这么
Your generosity is boundless, Mr. Von Hagen, but I am not worthy of such benevolence.
那我就只好靠我的颜值和金钱吸引你了。
Oh my god. How many times she outright said that she does not have experience as a criminal defense attorney. All right. Well, reason for the gift. Speaking of presents, why did you prepare a gift for Estelle?
说是礼物，其实我是临时起意，来的路上买来讽刺沈西的。
Oh yeah, trying to be like the gracious loser, right?
那盒酒心巧克力是品牌限定款，一共12块，上面雕了堕天使。
Oh my god. Lucifer? In Milton's Paradise Lost, Lucifer refused to serve Jesus and betrayed God, and thus was cast into hell. Because of that, Lucifer represents pride from the 7 deadly sins. Were you mocking Estelle's arrogance and conceit when dealing with Pax, and that they would be her own downfall one day?
完全正确，你知道的很多嘛。他坑了我一次，我总要回敬一下，挽回些面子吧。
So the chocolates were a middle finger to her, yeah.
我原以为沈西收到巧克力之后会直接丢掉，只可惜，他完全没懂我的内涵，还有说有笑的当场吃了一块。等等，沈西在酒会上吃了一块我送的巧克力，当时他没事。
Oh, okay. Do you remember when she ate the chocolate?
就在我离开酒会前不久，应该是在19点到19点1刻之间。
Okay, and they said that she died sometime between like 9 p.m. and 2 a.m., I think it was. So, Yeah, who were the ones in contact with the chocolate? Before you left, who else was in contact with the box of chocolates aside from you and Estelle?
因为巧克力是我送的，沈西没有放在接待处，而是一直叫自己的秘书拿着。但巧克力是沈西打算吃第一块的时候，他自己拆封的。他拿了一块，就把其余的放回秘书那里了。至于是否有其他人碰过，我就不太清楚了。
Okay, so the secretary might have had a chance. Huh. As soon as you finish your conversation with Marius, Darius knocks on the door and enters.
陆景和，该回警局了。传唤手续稍后补办，你看怎么样？
Captain, you can't detain or subpoena my client without completing the appropriate procedures.
托陆总的福，媒体已经闻着味儿往酒店来了。要是等所有手续都办齐了再走，大家谁都别想出酒店大门了。
How could that be? Did someone leak the information about the case investigation to the media?
现在不是说这个的时候。律师，你是和我们一起走，还是留下来取证？
他暂时不用吧。案发现场他还没去过，没准里面会有证明我清白的证据呢。
May I remind you that I'm only temporarily helping with the investigation. You better hurry and contact your actual lawyer.
好的，我一定尽快办理手续。
You're still trying to make me your lawyer. Don't think I don't know what you're trying to say. Complete the appropriate procedures ASAP. Marius, quit. Before you can finish your retort, Darius handcuffs Marius. Captain Morgan. The handcuffs coldly gleam on Marius's wrists, reflecting a harsh glare. They make his hands seem even more slender. Although you had rebuked him earlier, you have heard that he is a talented painter. Those hands are the hands of an artist. You find yourself somewhat apprehensive, unable to accept that he's a key suspect in a homicide case. Halo effect. However, Marius still wears a smile and appears fairly relaxed. By comparison, you look like a mess.
我家虽然很有钱，但绝对不会用金钱干扰司法公正。所以，我的清白就拜托你了。
Okay, this is the kind of thing where you really should hire if you are genuinely okay, like if you're genuinely innocent, you really should pull all stops to hire a good lawyer, because somebody can be innocent, and unfortunately like a really good like skilled lawyer who knows the law like the back of their own hand will be able to find loopholes and sometimes kind of like twist the arm of the law. So, maybe like this is not a good case to hire somebody who has little to no criminal justice experience, but here we are. Darius takes Marius to the police station. His cavalier yet composed demeanor calms you down and helps you arrange your thoughts. Unexpectedly, someone calls out to you.
女士你好。
Oh, hey. You're...
我是二少爷的助理温晨。二少爷让我给您送一双柔软的平跟鞋，您试试合不合脚。
It's like, oh, don't trip. Oh my god. Shoes? Marius? Who's like, oh, don't go tripping in those heels again. Oh my god, what a little shit.
是啊，您穿着高跟鞋奔波一定很累吧？二少爷特意吩咐的。
How does he know my shoe size? In a daze, you change into the flats with Vincent's assistance. Your feet immediately feel less sore, and you feel much more comfortable.
二少爷画画非常好，对尺寸的掌握很精到。
And also works for is the president of a fashion company, like a fashion conglomerate of some kind.
他可能是看了一眼您脚上的这双，就知道适合您的尺码了。
Don't like how well he knows feet. I see. Please thank him for me. We'll say it's most likely less the artist thing and more the working for a fashion company.
您客气了，
being
二少爷
president
的
and
案子
heir
还
to a
要您
fashion
多费心
company.
了。换下来的鞋我会寄到您的律所， 您看可以吗？
Is Artem just gonna like, and like the other lawyers, they just have like her shoes delivered there? Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
啊，还有，这份文件是二少爷吩咐我转交给您的，您收好。
You take the file and open it to find documents that detail how PAX handled its internal malfeasance during the acquisition case. Malfeasance document obtained. After the assistant leaves, Vin returns with the information he collected.
怎么了？
Oh, hey, Vin.
看你的脸色不太好。
You're probably looking a little shorter, too, in those flats. I'm fine, just a bit stressed. This is my first criminal case. But yet no criminal case experience! Oh my gosh, I love our girl Rosa, but Marius, you idiot.
不要担心，不是还有我帮你吗？
Yeah, Vin, you're not a criminal defense attorney. I think Artem would be better to assist us with this.
我为了研究犯罪心理学，接触过不少案件和犯人。某种意义上说，也算是有些经验了。
I mean, yeah, understanding criminal psychology is helpful as a resource for like a professional witness, but like an expert witness, but it's not the same as understanding like the legalities around criminal defense. But all right, Rosa, if that makes you feel better. You have more than enough experience, Dr. Richter. Thank you so much.
不必客气。警方复制了一份有毒巧克力的化验报告给我。除了沈西、江明月和陆景和外，巧克力本身及包装盒上，并未发现可疑指纹。巧克力中所含毒素的分析都在这里了，但被害人的详细检查报告还要再等等。后续我们要询问证人或者现场取证，都会有警官随行。
All right.
你这边怎么样？陆景和有没有提供有用信息？
Marius said that the chocolates were always kept with Jen Mendoza, Estelle's secretary. Before Marius left the venue at around 7:15 p.m., Estelle ate a piece of chocolate.
你是想说，陆景和离开时，巧克力还没被下毒？
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's right.
从我目前得到的信息看，你的猜测很可能是对的，但也并非无懈可击。
Oh, who's this? A fake assistant. Man, we've got all kinds of posers today. A hotel employee is pretending to be Marius's assistant to pry case details from you and sell them to the media. We just met his assistant, and it ain't you, miss. But her fashion is on point. One and only assistant. You know, if you'd said he's one of his assistants, that would have been more convincing, but we've already met his real assistant. Yeah, what is your motive? I'm new, so of course you haven't seen me. As his assistant, I'm very worried about Mr. Von Hagen. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we could contact the PAX group and check if you're so sure. Oh, yeah, haven't seen you, haven't heard of you. Ma'am. That is all. Nice try. Okay. Room 1817. Marius von Hagen, the successor to the Pax Group, was drawn into a homicide case. The murder was caught by a box of chocolates that he himself had gifted. You talked to him and learned that before he left the venue, the victim had eaten a piece of chocolate without any side effects. From this, you theorized that the chocolates were poisoned at some point after Marius' departure. However, Vin has reservations about your conclusion.
从我目前得到的信息看，你的猜测很可能是对的，但也并非无懈可击。
Why do you say that?
你把陆景和的证词和警方提供的资料对比一下，就能发现漏洞。
Okay. Let's see. Marino ate a piece of chocolate between 1900 and 1915. Let's find some connections there.
这组信息似乎无法。
all right. I mean, do we have anything about... Oh, wait, we didn't get the, official autopsy report, but... A small amount of low-concentration tetrodotoxin has been found inside the wine chocolates. It may not cause acute poisoning in humans. When reviewing the police report on the liquor chocolates, you discover a crucial detail. After ingestion, the toxin's onset of action can be delayed up to 3 hours.
大多数河豚中毒的人都会在30分钟之内毒发，但也有少数人的中毒潜伏期很长。酒心巧克力中检测到的河豚毒素纯度并不高，剂量也不是很大，这可能导致沈西中毒潜伏期延长，在酒会结束前没表现出异常。
Marius saw her eating a chocolate at around 7:15. Adding 3 hours to that, Estelle likely would have showed symptoms of poisoning by about 10 p.m. at the latest.
还记得之前严威提到的遇害时间吗？是21点到凌晨2点左右。
Yep. Yeah. We cannot exclude the possibility that Marius's chocolates were poisoned from the beginning. Yeah.
除了潜伏期这一点，化验报告中还提到，并非所有的巧克力都有毒。全部的12块巧克力中，除去沈西吃掉的2块，剩余的10块中，只有7块是有毒的。
Okay. So, if we included the poisoned chocolates that Estelle ate, tetrodotoxin was injected into a total of 8 chocolates.
没错。 而且警方在剩余的7块有毒巧克力上发现了针孔。
Okay, so it was added. That means the killer used a syringe to inject toxin into the chocolates.
这么看来，本案目前至少有2个疑点。
The first one is... yeah, why aren't all the chocolates poisoned? Why didn't the murderer poison all the chocolates? 4 out of the 12 chocolates are intact. That means Estelle only had 67% chance of dying.
如果沈西与旁人分享这盒巧克力，而自己吃到的恰好是无毒的那几块，那凶手的计划就破产了。就算凶手丧心病狂，不在意别人的生死，他总要保证能除掉自己的目标吧。所以，巧克力没有全部下毒，是第一个疑点。此外，凶手用注射器下毒，也是一个疑点。
If the murderer was targeting the chocolates and wanted to be discreet, then they would naturally choose to use a syringe, right?
但凶手是怎么知道 陆景和会送沈西巧克力的呢？
Oh, right. Marius said that he brought those chocolates on his way to the banquet. This means that no one would have known beforehand, and no one could have prepared to poison the chocolates in advance.
既然不是针对巧克力，那是什么样的人才会随身携带注射器呢？一种可能是，凶手本身患有疾病，有自行注射药物的需求；还有一种可能，凶手原本的行凶计划中就会用到注射器。当凶手看到陆景和赠送的巧克力时，他临时改变了计划，嫁祸陆景和。
Dr. Richter, you're amazing for being able to deduce all of this from a single syringe.
过奖了，这算是我的职业病吧。对于人的行为，总是会有很多联想。但无论怎么推演，凶手肯定都是能接触到巧克力的人。
Yeah. Then Jen is our biggest suspect, since she was holding onto the chocolates for Estelle. Someone knocks on the door of room 1817.
魏生，江明月可以接受询问了。
Jen silently stands behind the policeman, her head lowered. She holds onto her left arm with her right hand, as if she were cold.
江女士，请这边坐。
Vin does not direct her to the couch. Rather, he pulls over a swivel chair from the desk and pads it with a cushion out of consideration. Based on recent inferences, you believe Jen to be extremely suspicious. You carefully study her as she walks over, step by step. Is she the true killer? Yeah, her eyes look tired. I mean, that seems more sad than scared. Like, I saw Jen crying when I arrived at the hotel. Was she crying because of Estelle's death? If she's truly heartbroken, could she still be the killer? Yeah. Ow. Large rash extending from the back of her hand to her forearm. I mean, it's just that hand, so maybe an allergic reaction? The rashes on her forearm and the back of her hand. An allergic reaction? Is she allergic to alcohol? Last night's banquet definitely had alcoholic drinks, and Marius's gift was liquor chocolates. Did she come into contact with alcohol when injecting toxin into the chocolates? You take another look at Jen. The rash on her arm is quite large. If it were just the alcohol displaced by the syringe, it shouldn't cause such a large rash. She likely didn't drink at the banquet, unless she didn't know that she was intolerant to alcohol. I should ask Jen about this. I mean, it could be... unless it is a skin disorder. Her clothes seem one size too big. Fashion? No. Wearing another person's clothes? I mean, I as somebody who intentionally wears oversized blazers, it's a look, but maybe not. Maybe it's not fashion in Stellus. Mode de Venus is a fashion design company. Shouldn't the boss's secretary dress the part? Okay, yeah, so we can assume oversized blazers are not in fashion right now. Not only is Jen wearing a plain outfit, but it is also one size too large, which makes her appear even more fragile. I'm not saying she has to wear high-end brands, but shouldn't a professional wear something more appropriately fitting? Could she be wearing someone else's clothing by mistake? Estelle's? You recall the information from the police records. Jen stayed in room 1713 on the 17th floor. But she wasn't staying with Estelle. No, this inference doesn't hold up. I better think things through again. Oh, alright. So scared. I would think bloodshot would be more from sad, but alright. Jen suddenly looks up at you. As soon as her eyes meet yours, she immediately averts her gaze in a fluster. Why is she avoiding eye contact with me? Is she feeling guilty? You recall your previous clients. This sort of reaction is not uncommon. If she isn't feeling guilty, could she be nervous or trying to hide something? Maud Venus is a fashion design company. Yep, Not only is Jen wearing a plain outfit, but is also one size too large, which makes her appear more fragile. I'm not saying she has to wear high-end brands. Yep. Did she buy those clothes a long time ago? Maybe she recently lost weight from being too busy at work and simply didn't have time to buy new clothes. Alright. I should make it a point to ask her about her rashes and her work. I also should investigate the nature of her relationship with Estelle. When Jen reaches the swivel chair, she takes the cushion into her arms before sitting down. She lets out a nearly imperceptible sigh.
你们是陆总的律师吗？有什么问题就问吧。
Nice to meet you, Jen. I'm Rosa, Mr. Von Hagen's acting attorney. This is... You're about to say that Vin is a psychiatrist, but... If Jen knew that Vin was a psychiatrist, would she be on guard? This is Dr. Richter, a consultant for the SCPD. Your phone vibrates as soon as you finish speaking. It's a message from Vin. Leave it to me to observe her reactions and discover any weak points. You turn your head to look at Vin and see him calmly putting away his phone. He then extends a hand towards you.
警方之前给你的个人资料，给我看看好吗？
Oh, sure. You hand the file to Vin, but are unsure whether to start questioning Jen now or wait until Vin has finished reading the dossier. Sensing your hesitation, Vin warmly smiles at you.
不必等我，你开始询问就好。不过询问过程中，我随时可能插话，这多少有些失礼。我先向两位女士道歉了。
Vin slightly bows to you and Jen, and elegantly motions for you to begin. All right, Jen, let's begin. Yeah, about work. Miss Mendoza, how long have you been working with Maud Venus, and how long have you been Miss Singh's secretary?
我在维纳斯工作5年了，从一进公司就是沈总的设计助理兼秘书。
You were able to start at such an important position? Miss Marino must have trusted you a lot.
沈总确实很信任我，但最初的时候，沈总的秘书也不止我一个。 我还有2位同事。
Work was so busy that she needed 3 secretaries?
那倒也没有，我当时主要负责沈总的公务， 另外2位同事负责打理沈总生活上的琐事。那2位说是秘书，但更像是生活助理。后来他们陆续离职，沈总也没再招新人。
Oh gosh, that's the work of 3 people and just her. I've been there. Funnily enough, at the law firm I used to work at, that was one of the reasons I left, was because I was a file clerk for there was like 4 floors to the law firm that I was working at, and I was a file clerk for one of the floors, and then the file clerk for so I was a file clerk for like the 8th floor, and then the file clerk for the 6th floor resigned, and they asked if I could like temporarily take over that work as well. And so I was doing all the filing for both like the physical and digital filing, so data entry and maintaining all of the physical files for 2 floors. And then the file clerk for the 7th floor got promoted, and instead of hiring another file clerk, they were just like, oh, here, we're just gonna like, we need you to take care of this, like just temporarily until we find somebody. And then they just continued not to hire anyone for like 4 months, and didn't hire anybody until I said I was resigning. So yeah, been there. It's rough. I was working a huge amount of overtime every week and like stressed out of my mind. So not fun. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Employers should not just push the work of multiple people onto one employee just because they can doesn't mean they should, and that's not sustainable. So yeah. Oh, no wonder she looks so tired. I mean, also her boss just died, but you know. After they both left. All right.
那2位秘书是因为什么原因离职的？都是主动离职吗？
这个
Not expecting Vin to suddenly ask a question, Jen seems startled. She looks at Vin in surprise, then lowers her head again.
他们中一个是合同到期，沈总没再续约；一个是因
Oh.
为手脚不干净，被动离职的。
Oh, damn. Let's follow that up with work pressure. After those 2 were gone, wasn't it hard for you to do the work of 3 people? Looking at Jen's ill-fitting clothing, you ask a question. Is work very busy?
也还好，沈总生活上的事，这几年也不太让别人帮忙了。我主要还是处理公务，而且沈总的薪水开得很高，假期也基本是不加班的。平时就算稍微忙一些，我也能接受。
Okay, well that's better than what my job was. I didn't get any extra pay for the extra work, so at least she was paying her well. Let's ask about the banquet. How did the banquet go last night?
还算顺利，就是我们也没想到，陆总真的会来。
You didn't expect him? Were you not the ones who invited him?
我们确实邀请了陆总，但律师你应该知道吧？我们公司之前有合印的并购案没谈成。这次的时装周，我们又抢了合印服饰的风头，拿了金奖，所以沈总这次的邀请，多少是有示威的意思的，所以我们都以为陆总不会来的。
Did Maria's sudden appearance affect the banquet in any way?
没有，只是沈总在答谢致辞的结尾，单独感谢了陆总赏光。还有就是有人来敬酒的时候提到了陆总，沈总还特意拆了巧克力吃了一块。
Miss Marino wasn't worried about what others would think about their relationship when she ate Marius's gift chocolate? Or was it intentional? Was your company responsible for propagating relationship rumors between Miss Marino and Marius?
没有没有，绝对没有，沈总不可能这么做。虽然沈总利用收购案抬高了公司的估值，但他绝不会拿自己的终身大事开玩笑。
Okay, so neither of them
他吃巧克
really
力
wanted that.
也只是想向合作伙伴证明，自己与何英的关系并没有恶化。
巧克力确实是商务酒会中常见的伴手礼，也不一定就有暧昧的成分。
Hearing Vin's explanation, Jen lets out a sigh of relief. Her tense shoulders finally relax. Initially, you didn't understand why Vin stopped pressing Jen. However, you understand after seeing Jen's reaction. Oh, it may be difficult to obtain information if we keep someone in a vice grip. Dr. Richter is experienced at handling the flow of interrogation. Guess the media makes mountains out of molehills for the views.
是的。
Arm rashes. Jen, why do you have that rash on the back of your hand? Is it serious?
不要紧，就是皮肤过敏，涂点药就好了。
That's good. A coworker of mine is allergic to mushrooms, and their entire body hurts and itches from them. I can't imagine how it's like.
我是巧克力过敏。昨晚一个端着巧克力塔的服务生撞到了我，不然也不会这样。
Allergic to chocolate? That's the first I've heard of it.
是不常见。我吃巧克力，或者皮肤蹭上巧克力，就会起红疹。小时候第一次遇上，因为吃得多，还造成了呼吸困难，挺危险的。所以我平时都会避免接触巧克力。
Relationship with Marino. But Miss Marino left with Mr. Von Hagen's chocolates in your care. Did she know about your allergy?
她知道，但我对巧克力的气味不过敏，隔着包装盒还是挺安全的。其实大多数时候，沈总是个挺体贴的人。
Most of the time, huh?
大多数时候，也就是说，沈总也会对你发脾气。
我们在一起工作5年了，难免会有一些摩擦。哪个上班族没见过老板发火呢？
仅仅是因为工作上的事吗？他连你对巧克力过敏都知道，你们在生活中的接触也挺多的吧？
没有，我和沈总只是工作关系，我们之间真的没什么矛盾。我知道，因为保管巧克力，你们会怀疑我，但真的不是我。
哦，如果是工作关系的话，那你的另一项安排就说不通了。
Yes, how about booking arrangements?
通常来说，差旅途中，秘书与老板会住得比较近，方便有工作上的事沟通。为什么昨天沈总住在18楼，你却住在17楼的1713房间？
That is a good question.
时装周酒店的客房订满了，所以我就给自己订了17楼的标间。
是吗？可17楼的套房1718和他隔壁的1717房间，昨晚都是空着的。你为沈西订房间的时候，为什么不选17楼？难道18楼这间屋子很特殊吗？
Yeah.
17楼和18楼的房间价格是一样的，沈西的身家也放在那里，你可别用18楼有折扣当借口。
我订的时候真的没空房，可能是后来有人退房了吧。
也对，你说的有道理。
Yeah, that is a good thing. Yeah, let's look at that timeline. Do you still remember when Miss Marino ate the chocolates at the banquet?
大概是7点1刻左右吧。
Are you sure?
确定，因为7点20还有邀请时装周主办方致辞的流程，所以我一直看着时间。
1915 on Saturday night.
沈总，马上就是主办方致辞了，您
知道了，你去看看张主席在哪儿，提醒他一下。
Oh wow, she is a fashionista. Yeah, she is definitely somebody who works for a fashion empire. While speaking, Estelle opens the box of wine and chocolates in Jen's hands.
陆景和做生意的手腕一般般，挑巧克力的眼光倒是不错。
沈总喜欢就好，巧克力你留着慢慢吃，今天我就先失陪了。
With chocolate on her fingertips, Estelle looks around for a tissue. Marius suddenly comes over. Estelle is unsure whether to lower her hand or not, so it awkwardly dangles in the air. Luckily, a waiter comes by. Marius plucks a tissue from the dessert tray and hands it over to Estelle with a smirk on his face.
多谢陆总，您要走，想必是有要事，我就不多留了。
Estelle takes the tissue and wipes her fingers as if nothing happened. She raises an eyebrow at Jen.
冰月，替我送陆总。张主席那边，我自己去请。
She gives Marius a nod before turning around and walking away.
陆总，我们沈总今晚事多，您别介意，我送您。
Huh. When did the banquet end? Aside from when Miss Marino ate one piece, was the box of chocolates always on your person?
酒会是在8点30准时结束的，但巧克力并不是一直在我手中。我送陆总回来后，沈总说刚才吃的时候发现巧克力有些化了，让我送回房间放到冰箱里。
这时候是几点？
大概是不到7点半。不过我放巧克力回来的时候出了个小意外。
1940 on Saturday night.
对不起，小姐，你没事吧？
After placing the chocolates in the fridge, Jen is returning from the venue when a server delivering a chocolate tower runs into her.
你端的是什么？不会是……
哦，是巧克力酱。
糟了！
Jen hurriedly grabs napkins from the nearest table and forcefully wipes the chocolate off of her arm and hand.
小姐，你不要紧吧？需要我送你回房间吗？
我自己回去吧。酒店如果有治疗皮肤过敏的药膏，麻烦给我送到1713房间。
那你收拾好之后返回宴会厅，是几点？
我是快8点的时候回来的。服务员送来药膏后，还把我的衣服拿去干洗了。你们不信的话，可以查记录。
What did you do after the banquet was over? When was the last time you saw Miss Marino?
我陪沈总一起送走客人，把沈总的房卡还给他，之后就回自己的房间休息了。我们是在17楼电梯分手的，那时候大概是9点左右，是我最后一次见到沈总。
沈西的房卡一直由你保管。
是的，沈总出席晚宴并不会随身拿着包，他的房卡和手机都在我包里。但我换好衣服后，一直在会场，没再离开过沈总。
So yeah, finally, let's talk about her contact with the chocolates. Jen, I need you to confirm something. Aside from you and Miss Marino, did anyone else come in contact with that box of chocolates?
我想想。
Jen lowers her head as if in thought.
我仔细回忆过了，没有别人了，只有沈总和我。当然，陆总是否拆过包装又重新包好，我就不知道了。
Okay. The police said you were the one who discovered Miss Marino's body this morning.
是我。海外的面料商 突然有急事找沈总，大概是在早上7点40的时候吧。我接了电话上楼找他，发现他的手机和房间电话都打不通，敲门也没人应。
所以你就找酒店服务员开了门，发现了已经遇害的沈西。
就是这样。
Okay, Jen, that's all the questioning from me for now. As soon as the interrogation is over, Jen stands up and faces the police officer standing behind you all.
我能回去了吗？说了这么大的事，沈总家里还不知道，我有很多事情要处理。
Oh gosh, yeah.
不可以，江女士，您目前也是本案的重要嫌疑人，需要和我们回警局。
Yeah.
不是我，真的不是我。
抱歉，如果不妨碍公务的话，能否在我们完成对现场的调查之后，再送江女士离开？
莫医生，您刚刚没问完吗？
是还有些问题想问，但我看江女士已经很累了，想让她休息一会儿，再继续。趁着这个时间。
Vin looks at you, his eyes seemingly asking you to decide your next move. Sir, please let Dr. Richter and me use this time to investigate the crime scene.
可以，跟我来吧。
The policeman gestures for Jen to stay put.
江女士，请留在这个房间中，不要随意走动。
Jen dejectedly sinks back into the swivel chair and silently cries while hugging the cushion. As soon as you and Vin exit the room, you feel a warm breath on your cheek. Vin's gentle yet clear voice cascades into your ear.
刚刚，他说谎了。
All right. Well then, on that, I think we've got time to do this real quick. A hotel housekeeper breaks into a restricted area and insists on cleaning. So after that cliffhanger, we're going to deal with this hotel housekeeper real quick, and then we're going to call that the end of this stream for today and carry on with our investigation next week. But first, a fake housekeeper. One last little debate in today. Just cleaning the bathroom. How will I interfere with anything? I feel like this guy, like if I didn't know that this was just like a bonus little debate in the middle here, I would be super suspecting this guy for like lying to try and get into the crime scene. Like, what are you up to, dude? Who knows? Maybe he will come back and turn out to be the murderer. I'll make sure the scene is clean so you guys can see everything clearly. That's not how this works. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, stop trespassing. You're not gonna lose your job. Alright, so with that last debate, that is it for the stream today. So thank you for those who joined and for those who are watching the recording on YouTube. Also, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this episode of Tears of Themis. And we're going to be continuing next week with this investigation, looking around the crime scene and working our way up to presumably the trial. Yeah. So we'll be playing through the second half of episode 2 next week. Alright, well thank you so much for watching. You can also catch me on Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. PST streaming Genshin Impact, and I also am over at the Inkwellian Adventure Guild on Fridays from 3 to 5 PST. We're doing silly co-op game shenanigans with my best friend Beth. We are currently working through some Dream Daddy dating sim over there, but we'll probably be, sometime in the next few weeks trying out a few other games, maybe a little Project Zomboid. enjoyed. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, bye. See you next week.